from Bob?
We did say 2 weeks.
I was gonna say, I think
Florida.
we said 2.
You still is, you think?
Yeah. I think it's done, I mean, people in the down.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Okay, I guess if Bob is not here, he's gonna be in Florida, I guess we can proceed. Go ahead, Lynn.
The first item on your agenda tonight will be a presentation from Doug Greenveld, he's the auditor that just completed the city's audit, and he has a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation that he'll give. And we also put your audits at each of your stations so you can follow along with that. Our consent agenda is pretty much all housekeeping items. You have your approval of the minutes and approval of the checks, the resolution to establish your regular meeting dates in the council from January to December. One thing I wanted to point out in that is the November meeting. I put down the third Thursday of the month versus the second because next year is a presidential election, and really council members will not be able to take their seats until the canvass is complete, and they won't have it done in 2 days. So,
Yeah.
Works for me.
and the next item would be your annual disbursement to the Cedar Springs Area Parks and Recreation Department, which you approved in the budget. And then your next item is the Evelyn Cosme Fund that will go to the Cedar Springs Ministerial Association. And the first one of the housekeeping items of collecting taxes is also on your consent agenda, and I would expect the others will come in next month. Correspondence, a nice letter from the Historical Society, and I included the article that he referred to in the magazine so that you could read that. He only gave one magazine, so I thought you might want to read that. Then there's some weekly updates from the Grand Valley Metropolitan Council, the Right Place newsletter, and community building development team minutes. Under unfinished business, you need to decide tonight if you're going to accept the proposed raise that the local officers compensation committee wants to give you.
Oh, I thought we already took that down.
Well, you had first consideration last night, so this would be the time for you to make the decision. And the next item is the action on the second amendment with Wolverine Skyhawk Model Club. And I'm not really sure where you are with that.
Well, it hasn't come together as fast as I would like for it to. I don't know what the rest of the council wants to do. I probably would be, I'm open to tabling it again for another month until I can get my stuff together, but if the rest of the council is ready to move on, that's up to the council.
And you can make that determination when it comes up to for vote then. And the next one would be the council action, the license and agreement with the public library. And you have a number of documents in your packet regarding that. I sent it to Jeff Sluddick for his interpretation, how he felt about it. And he's of the opinion that because the city already has an agreement with the community building development team, that having a separate one with the library is not necessary because the community building development team has the authority to build up there, and they would oversee any building projects that were going on. So he's of the opinion you don't need it, but if you feel more comfortable having it, that's entirely up to the council.
We decided just how we want to dismiss it from the agenda. We would just vote as we move.
Move to strike it.
Or you could just not take any action to whichever.
Well, then it could come up next month. We have to dismiss it, so
You could do it with the caveat that the community building development team is overseeing it, you can see the necessity for it.
we could
Remove it from the agenda.
yeah, somewhere to do that, just so it's
Put
gone.
on motion to strike it from the agenda.
That or the other with the caveat that I mentioned.
I can make a motion to strike it from the agenda.
Okay, when we get to
Your next item is regarding the hanging
Oh,
of the.
well, look who's here from not
There
Florida.
he is, not in Florida anymore.
Hello, Tiana, and
Well,
we came out of the,
yeah.
it is stuff together. I'll let you do
Okay, and what's like about that?
We're just going over the agenda, Bob. We're on, unfinished business, item D,
Okay, thank you.
which is the discussion of the hanging of the red flannel poster. Councilmember Powell wanted this added to the agenda, so I will defer to her.
I guess there's a spot over there. I kind of like it out there, under those chairs, but we can just discuss with whoever, wherever.
Under the chairs?
Under the chairs.
Well,
Above the chairs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't think we're not gonna put it on the floor.
so what's
The only
that?
thing, if you put it on that wall, that door is usually open and it will never be
Yeah.
shut.
So we got that blank wall out there before you, that's suitable for everyone.
You're talking about the straight ahead wall?
Like across from the trees and fire.
On the ladies' bathroom wall.
Oh, it's not this way. Oh, I think that,
Right where she's pouring on the back wall.
the end wall,
Oh, the end wall, next to
Oh.
I'll touch it.
that's it there.
Okay.
Ah,
Sure.
that's it.
Everybody okay, right there?
Here's the wall, sounds good.
Okay, we're gonna, everybody okay with there, that's where it'll go? Okay, we can solve that here one.
I'm gonna make,
The west wall, and
And then the next item is also at a request from Rose. She wanted a discussion regarding the traffic study from Main Street.
I was looking at the master plan from, is it from 2005 or 2010? The traffic was at 8,900 a day. I believe we had a rough estimate from Sergeant Kelly on that. Speedometer machine, it was up to 20,000.
I
think there was
average $10,000, I think, on The master plan will probably do that, to update it, correct?
I'm sure some of the information will be included. I don't know that they will pay to have a traffic study done.
It's just something to consider. Being downtown, talking to folks downtown in the Red Flannel Festival, and the weeks prior, people were really, really concerned about doing that. So, I don't know if we can get it done or not.
is there a threshold, Sergeant Kelly? Is there kind of a threshold where you implement some sort of safety features of like 20,000, 25,000?
You know, I really don't have any knowledge of that.
Okay.
That's not really my realm.
No.
I think we should look at it, budget time too.
Another option, maybe top, I don't know if you could do it without pay, Jess, I know we don't have pay. But I'm saying that maybe, well, Jesse, from HRC, he's done, well, in the planning commission, he was saying that he's done several of those. He might be able to give us an idea of what it would cost and what it would tell us.
True, and then we can schedule cost one for the budget.
Yep.
And I would just like to know if there is a specific level at which you would enact certain policies or things. Because I think Sergeant Kelly can probably give us a ballpark if we're close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what, with the brewery, I mean, maybe worth, I can check the temperatures coming up, and maybe worth putting the sign back up, another count, but I don't know what type of temperatures, battery issues.
It would take up a parking place.
Yeah, that's another thought.
And it should have,
Oh, we could maybe have you schedule that for the spring.
yeah.
Yeah, it will be here in the spring no matter what, I kind of
And we can
understand.
kind of look and get some numbers and see.
That was sort of what I was thinking. we're not even close, and there's not much point.
I would like to see at least 2 stop signs down through there, what I was looking at before when Dad was looking into it, he told me to run a study, but it's not necessarily runs in one.
That's what was my understanding, so that's why I was gonna say, if our colleagues could give us an idea at some point in the future about where those thresholds might be.
If he gives it in the spring, that gives us a year for it, so
Yeah.
final last time.
But I don't, I'm not really interested in spending a lot of money on a study that isn't gonna do anything. Right, it's gonna tell us that we can't do anything. So, I wanna know if we were close.
Any other discussion on the fees first?
And then the next item is also at Bill's request, she wanted to have a discussion on getting a parking lot at Second and Maple Street. And if I remember correctly, a couple months ago, you determined that you might want to look at that during budget time next year.
I recommended that that property is designated as parking through, Bolton to require the property, so it has to stay in that parcel, so the old Foundry site. So that was, in the master plan, we're talking about it, and also in the planning commission, we are still discussing that plan for the parking lot. In the future, see where it goes.
It's one of the parcels that's not included in the zoning that we're doing for the community development.
We need to discuss that also, and talking with Carmen, that it could be added in the time, and no problem. That is the future.
Is it zoned residential right now?
No, it's commercial.
Okay.
I-1. But it's,
Maple? Maple and Second?
yeah, by the state train. Yeah, that's I-1. We're in the process of changing it.
It's a crossing of by line.
Yeah. That's not residential? No. I-1.
Okay.
When I was talking to the guys from the right place, they said that if we have that solid connected with what's going on in the amphitheater side, potentially get grant money towards that parking lot. And what I would need to do with that, because they're just a parking lot, you don't get the grant money to money.
Got it.
So that's more work to do.
Designated open floor.
Well, Coxon's moved that house off there, and that's what I'm going to eventually cut that.
Yeah, then steel pipe. So, more information to work on. So it's in the works, that's where it's headed.
What we do is start the bidding process, Tom said about 75 grand. And I was thinking, if we could have 75 grand available, could we do it in phases?
So this is what Carrie was saying, if we go with the amphitheater, we could get grants for it. So at which point, we should not, like, we should send it to planning commission and let them do the part of that PUD.
Any of the grant applications cannot break ground for such a site until the grant is completed.
So if anything, we should do it, we might not be involved.
Jerry and I did discuss making it a snowmobile parking area
Yeah.
for winter. That fit my zoning guidelines. Sign that says designated snowmobile parking.
I would think so, but I want to check that out for sure.
Okay. So there's no snow, so we got enough.
Not a few, but it's not, there's some small real parking, we would.
I didn't say nothing.
The weather predictor function, how companies predict.
But yeah, that was the thought, that could be the snowmobile parking for the brewery on the grant. They would take parking spaces up elsewhere, so.
But one thing that the council should remember is that property was donated by the Boltons for a specific purpose.
Right.
And if you're going to do anything, you want to do something different with it, that really should be run by the family to see.
Yeah, we have to discuss anything we do in there. Good point of thinking.
And your next item is mayoral appointments, and the only one that I'm aware of is the appointment to the DDA. Is that the only one we have for tonight?
Yeah, public phone tag.
So then under new business, we have motion to waive policy 12 to act on a pay increase for the deputy finance director at first consideration. Carrie is our deputy finance director. She does a tremendous job in the front office. And for whatever reason, she was overlooked when pay increases were given. I think she did get the 2% that everyone else got, but Deb is of the opinion she should get increase so that she would be making $13.87, is it? I'm of the opinion it should go to 14. I think she's great. Just as an example, we have an elderly gentleman that comes in every week just to pick up the post and once a month to pay his water bill. And over the years, everyone's tried to engage in a conversation just to make me feel welcome and happy. The other day I sat in my office and just grinned from ear to ear as Carrie was talking to him for probably 10 minutes. And he's telling her about the difficulty he had in getting a haircut that week and talking about his family. And it was just so neat to see him so happy to come in here and know that someone really cared about him when he did come in. And I don't think we want to lose that in front office, so I would recommend it be increased to $14, which is what the last finance director, or deputy finance director, was making when she left.
It's approximately 13 cents above the recommended.
Right. That's my recommendation.
But,
Yes,
okay,
13.
how would that normally have worked out?
I'm recommending 14.
Would that have been, though, when was the pay increase, when should that have happened? Was it 1 or 2 that she meant?
Typically, new employees are, sit down with their department head at 3 months and 6 months and at a year. And as the time goes by, you recommend increases in salary or pay for them. For whatever reason, Carrie's been here for over a year, and she just got the 2% that everyone else got in July. She gets no benefits, she gets no paid holidays. She works 20 hours a week, but she'll willing to work more as we need her, and she's here to do minutes for me.
Working tonight.
So she's a tremendous asset, and I think that she should be rewarded for that.
So the pay increase is not, it's totally arbitrary according to the supervisor's suggestion?
That's how
Pretty much.
it's typically been.
Yeah.
We haven't had too many new employees to have to, look into that.
Gotcha.
And we also have to base on what the average pay should be.
And Carrie worked for 4 years in the police department before we moved her up front when the police department disbanded.
Oh, yeah, how many years did you do that?
4.
4 years. Yeah. They gave you the increases then, didn't they?
She laughs.
Wow.
She laughs.
Oh dear.
Never mind, talk later.
And the next item is, I'm requesting a working holiday for Martin Luther King Day. They graciously let us have Veterans Day as a working holiday, and we got a lot done, but there's more to be done. And this would be the same, the front office would be closed, but all the other departments would be open for business. And also included in your packet is a letter from Solon Township. They're asking for some property to come in under the 425, which is the property just north of Tractor Supply. So the first thing you have to do is set a public hearing, so that would be your motion tonight to set the public hearing for January 14th. And the next one is a discussion on what you would like to do about the grant process for the extension of West Street. Also included in front of you tonight, I was going through the agenda this afternoon, and I noticed that my agenda report for 9D never made it into the packet, and I couldn't find it anywhere on my computer, so I rewrote another one. This is something that Ed mentioned in passing a couple different times in his city manager reports to you, that he had been meeting with some state officials and local officials to look into a grant possibilities for the extension of West Street to 16 Mile Road. He filled out the paperwork for a preliminary grant that went through the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy Committee. And the next step was to go to the West Michigan Regional Planning Commission Board, which he did both of those steps. They're now saying that they've approved them, but the next step is the submission of a really comprehensive page grant. But the offside is that this is a $3.2 million project, of which the city would have to come up with $1.5 million. And I don't know that we're really in any financial conditions to even consider that. So he has some preliminary discussions with Victor Hansen from Display Pack, who said he was interested in contributing to that. I don't know what the figure is that he wants to contribute or is willing to contribute, but before I sit down and have talks with him about that, I think that the council itself needs to make the decision if you even think you're in the financial shape to pursue a grant of that size.
It feels a little over our head.
You know, I look at it in our streets and towns are in horrible shape. How can we commit, if there was a way to get some more grant money or relief on what we would have to pay, that's a lot of money, and we just went through $2.5 million on the water system.
I guess if Display Pack wants this badly and wants a large piece of this, then, I mean, I would be willing to consider it, but we certainly don't have $1.5 million, so.
I'm not real comfortable with even 500,000.
Well,
I think that's come up with $1 million
I mean,
somewhere else.
if Display Pack is talking about kicking in $1 million, I mean, I don't know. But that would be the kind of numbers we have to be starting to get to.
I'm with that as well. If Display Pack wants to, and I know that's a large number no matter what size business you are, if they want to kick in $1 million plus, we can look at this, but $1.5 million for the city to come up with, that's a lot.
If we build this road, it'll be a Class A road, but that's a county secondary that it'll dump onto, so the semi still can't drive on it unless the county steps up and upgrades that road. And ultimately, the truck drivers bringing in goods in and out of there, they're still gonna come down 17 up West Street. They're not gonna make that turn on White Creek and go down a mile. At least in my opinion, but I think we should hear them out, see what's what.
But Tom was involved in some of the meetings. Do you have anything that you want to add to?
Well, you have to understand, it's just not Display Pack. What this project would do is open up our property to development out there, which I've had a few different discussions from people in the last 2 weeks who are looking to move their businesses to the area. Been working with the Right Place on one specific project, and they're looking at the other side of the freeway. So if we had water and sewer available to our property, that would make that a lot more usable for industry to come in there, and of course that would up our tax base. The other thing is the traffic is it's not now, but within the next 5 years when Display Pack ramps up and goes to full production, you're going to 10 times the amount of traffic on West Street. This gives you another option to alleviate some of that traffic and push it to 16-mile road. A lot of their employees are from the Grand Rapids, Rockford area. They're going to be coming up from the south, so hopefully they would use the 16-mile portion and alleviate some of the traffic on West Street. Can we afford it? No, we can't afford it. But we have to at least run it by Victor Hansen and see if he wants to contribute.
Sure.
And if it would be actually a win-win situation everywhere if we could make this project happen.
Absolutely, and that's the big issue. Who else can come to the table to help us offset that?
I would say, there's other businesses that you know of that would be interested in kicking in, or that want to be there.
Or I wonder,
I'm sorry?
If there's other businesses that you know of that want to be there, that would be willing to kick in a piece of this.
Well, these other businesses are looking at other parcels because we don't have water and sewer out there.
Okay.
Now, the business that's actually looking on the other side of the freeway, they're looking to run water and sewer to the other side of the freeway. You're talking probably $4 million that they're willing to put up, so if we can make it work.
Well, I wonder if perhaps, if this is our property that presumably we would be selling to these other businesses, do I understand correctly? I wonder if we could get conditional offers from them and raise the money that way.
That's really not how it works.
No? Okay.
No, if a business is coming in, they're picking a spot, they're moving in. They don't mess around, they don't
Okay.
wait for anything. It's, here it is, this is the schedule we're gonna do. If you don't like it, we're not coming. So,
Jerry, I had reason to, by chance, to go through Greenville's industrial park yesterday, and the thought crossed my mind when I saw their sign, fully developed commercial lots. And, you know, there's a lot of commercial activity to the east side of Greenville. I know it's dollars and cents involved here, but are we missing it? How long has it been? Tom, do we have any commercial property available in town that, you know, sizable property that we do have water and sewer to?
no.
See, that's your answer, folks.
That's why that property is set empty and vacant for 20 years.
Somebody's got to do something about it.
So here's our thing.
Mr. Mayor, yes, Tom, question. Do we know enough about what we're talking about in this project to say how far out the water and sewer are gonna go if they do this project?
We already have the plans drawn, and the estimates of the costs, so, yeah.
But are they going clear out to 16 Mile?
The utilities,
Yes.
no. They would go to the city's property line, which is one 40-acre parcel shy of 16 Mile Road.
They're close to that site, so it would develop that property.
I do know that,
Don't think about
excuse me, that, Dale Larson, in talking to Dale Larson now, he's out there where he gets none of the Cedar Springs services, but he still pays the top dollar in taxes, and that's, you know, it's kind of a sore spot, but of course he chose to go out there. But it does all enter in, that whole corner out there could be developed.
See, several years ago, there was a fund set aside to develop that, but I don't know where it went. Go ahead, Chief.
Just to review what Mr. Silverdale said, Dale Larson and Trust Technologies was part of that annex from years ago, and they are providing city services, fire and police.
Correct.
They do not have water, however, but they do have fire and police protection, and they are part of the city because they did annex several years ago.
And they carry our fire ratings. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move.
Okay, well, it sounds to me like, even though we don't know how we're gonna get there yet, that for the tax base, this could be very advantageous. So I'd like to continue to explore how we could make this possible. That's,
Continue to be it.
So do you want me to set up a meeting with Victor Hansen and?
Sure.
Laney or dilemma. We don't have a million times.
Okay, the next item on your agenda is another item that was requested by Councilmember Powell. Discussion regarding how to proceed with restoring the red flannel town identity, regarding red flannel town, Cedar Springs, Michigan, city symbols, street signs, stickers, city parks, and cemetery sign. And I will again defer to Rose for that.
maybe it's time to start restoring some of the things we lost. I know the stickers, there was like 500 stickers that the city bought to put out around stickers. Maybe that would be a starting point. The signs are getting kind of faded and beat up, but maybe the new stickers will dress them up a little bit. The city parks and cemetery signs, we might be able to get away with very little expense. And something to add to our budget, I guess, and maybe eventually we could get a new city flag. Just something to keep thinking about and see how we could restore that image again. And our symbol, which I really don't object to it, but I could see a red flannel on that symbol. If we could keep that Michigan, or somehow include the red flannel in that logo, or city symbol, cherishing our heritage and embracing our future. It's quite a nice symbol, I think. Just how could we embrace the red flannel in that too. So if we could keep it at the top of the shelf and maybe work on some projects too.
Discuss it more in detail during budget time.
Yeah.
You know, every time we change the logo, it costs more.
Well,
Every time we change the signs, every time we change the headers and truck decals and all that, that's kind of what it cost last time when we changed it. In rough ballpark, trucks.
I don't remember, there
I guess that's too.
were man hours involved. I don't know exactly.
You know, we got budget time, we can start looking closer.
Mary Ann?
Well,
I was just gonna suggest, I think a place that might be a good place to start would be our letterhead. Use up the letterhead that we have, come up with a new, whatever it is we're gonna do, and then we can start with the letterhead as a way, because that would be you have to order new letterhead when you order new letterhead. And it wouldn't cost any more if we have the design. So that would be the focus, is to get the design the way we want it. And then,
That red flannel incorporated.
yeah, whatever that's gonna look like. And then I would say use up the stuff we have, but then when it's gone, that might be a nice place to reintroduce it. And probably one of the more, low impact as far as expense.
So how would we go about redesigning that? Would we have a committee or
I would,
discussion?
The lady who designed it is actually our webmaster, and I can talk with her and see if she could, what it would cost for her to do a redesign with
Attach
the
apparently.
red flannels in it.
also, you know, if somebody has some conceptual drawings or sit down, submit them with us, so she can give it to them, maybe they can incorporate it.
I would love to, I think it's a beautiful logo. I think it just,
We did discuss at the DDA meeting, and red flannel town benches that are in storage, putting them out in spring.
Yes.
yep.
So,
We
That'll
can do that out.
free up the benches over there to put on.
those are main streets on that.
Okay. So she would get your sketches or renditions to Linda and whomever.
Chat with Linda, with the person.
Get that rolling.
Maybe, I don't think it's a big hurry, we got plenty, but, yeah, okay, sounds good.
That takes care of all of your new business. Then we go into the department reports, and I did a little thing about things that I've been working on along with staff members. I have an interview set up tomorrow morning with a potential code enforcement officer. He was recommended by Rich Naraki, our current one, who's retiring. And I also had a talk with our labor attorney, and he came highly recommended from him too, so we'll see what we can work out, and if he'll be a good fit for the city. And Professional Code Inspections has tendered a letter of resignation, and Jerry has been talking with one company. I've been gathering information on others, and we have until like the middle of January. I think January 24th is their effective date of resignation, to see if we can get some new building inspector in town. Law Weathers is merging with Barnum
Oh,
Law Firm, and our labor attorney was in Wall Weathers, but he said he can still continue to do the work with,
So will they be Law, Weathers, Barnum, is it Barnum, Gregory, Schmidt, and Alvin?
I haven't heard what their name is.
That's gonna be a lot of, that's some letterhead, you know?
We'll see.
Basically, all we really use the labor attorney for now is, code enforcement infractions that have to go to court. He handles those for us.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask a question? The trailer park, when we were having an issue with the state, like, whatever happened with that?
Oh,
The state overruled us and we gave them their permits that they wanted.
Oh, okay.
But then Rich Naraki took a different route with them. They replaced numerous trailers.
Okay,
So he started very actively enforcing code in the park on that end.
right,
Which he hadn't done when the state was,
I see.
because he didn't want to smell it up with two different courts.
good move.
So it's getting better for the residents?
It is getting much better.
Okay.
You notice the difference.
Because really, that's all we ever wanted, right? I mean, was for it to be safe and our residents to be okay.
Hopefully the person you're contacting will replace Mr. Rocky, they can get together and so they can get the ground running. Right.
Well, Calvin thank you on our behalf if you don't see him.
And there's a big meeting coming up in the planning commission next month that you might be interested in attending. All of the rezoning of the parcels for the PUD will be on that agenda, as well as their PUD plan for the area.
What's the date?
It's January 5th.
Okay.
Basically, we drafted the first draft of the PUD language for that site. It's currently, the library site is zoned as B3. The other parcels are I1, which is industrial. We are changing them to B3, developing the PUD for that area. And the language worked between Harmon, CBD team, library, and CBD team planning.
That was
So
it's
they
the,
all work together, and it looks like a good draft, and we'll be doing that first reading, and tweak it, and then it has to be posted like our special meeting we have to have for Sullivan Township family.
now the PUD, will that, because I know there was a discussion about making it a community use.
That we have to do at a later date.
Okay,
That will be incorporated into the master plan.
got it.
We
After.
don't want to intermix.
Yep, nope, got it. Just trying to get the time frame in my brain. Because I'm not at all those meetings.
Yeah, so we're on a real tight schedule to get this first reading and the drafts done, so we can get all that taken away and the building permits and everything can take off, so it'll all go in unison on hopefully everything we set for the county library.
And the ad for it was in the paper today. Been in the midst of trying to get the letters, the 300 feet letters out. There's like 160 that are going out. And I'm trying very hard not to have duplicates. You know, there's
Right.
so many duplicates that I'm trying to make sure that I have those all straightened out. So those should go out tomorrow. The DDA at their meeting in November approved the purchase of parking lot signs for downtown. And Tom is working on finding some cost-effective ways to mount them so we don't totally deplete the DDA budget, which is getting pretty close.
Well, big thank you to the DDA for that.
It's been working. Quite a while. 6 months.
But big thank you for that.
Thank you. Terry.
I think it'll help because there's so many people that are in town from out of town. You come in and it's dark, you have no idea what is in the parking lot because there's nothing highlighting it. And currently the one we have that's closest, you can't see it. It's dark.
I would agree.
We're working on that.
Having just parked at the brewery in the dark, I'm trying to figure out the parking
We
lot. I
gotta
agree.
move on, we'll get a start here. Anything else, Heather?
No, I think that's about it. Just have your department reports and that should take care of everything.
Okay, we got about 5 minutes. for meeting.
I gotta get these cleaned, I don't know what to use now.
Not to do it. Pretty good.